Y'all see that pretty building over there? I put her up in 1937. My name is Purl G. Adams. Oh, and I've had several roles in my life. I was a school teacher once. I started at age 16, you know. Wasn't no child labor laws back then. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, I was also Okaloosa County's prosecuting attorney for 2 years. Was a Florida state senator and a state legislator. I moved to Crestview in 1920 and was principal of Crestview School for 2 years. In 1922, I became mayor. I don't like to boast, but it does give me some pride when I look at our paved streets, the electric wires overhead, and hear a toilet flush. And I realized I had a hand in bringing those services to town. Now at this time, hogs, goats, and cattle ran at large in Crestview. The largest animal for pushing up something was a large hog. Now also at this time, there was no indoor plumbing. Only about 12 houses or so in Crestview had indoor plumbing at the time. Everyone else had what we called the shack in the back. Well, but I did have a friend though who had a large, very large Duroc Jersey pig. She weighed more than 300 pounds. And she had a habit for turning over the little shacks in the back. She was so bad at this, we named her Calamity Jane. One day I had 13 complaints that Calamity Jane had turned over people's back houses. So when the water bonds were soon coming to a vote, I saw a need for Calamity Jane. For the last 3 nights before the election, my friend would let Calamity Jane out of her pan, and the next morning there would be at least a dozen shacks in the back turned over. All in all, she must have turned over at least 35 back shacks, and this gave us enough water bonds votes to pass by a small majority. I had thought for years I would start a fundraiser campaign to erect a monument in honor of the Calamity Jane. Well, I've kept you long enough. If you run into me later on your walk, I'll tell you about how I got these streets paved and how we got that pretty sewing factory over there. But I know you want to move along and meet some of Crestview's other fine folks. But thanks for spending a little time with me this evening and letting an old man spin yarns. Boys, it's like being in a daggone time machine or what?